Brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, sons and daughters of Africa, listen to me today with your hearts wide open. The time for begging is over. The time for waiting is over. The time for walking with chains on our hands is over. We are building our future with our own hands, with our own minds, and with the courage that no enemy can ever take away. They told us we could not create. They told us Africa could only consume what others produce. They told us we are too weak, too poor, too broken. But look around you. Do you see weakness? Do you see poverty? No. You see a people who can transform dust into fire, who can turn struggle into power, who can turn wood into cars for the people. Yes, I say it loud. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because Africa deserves solutions born from African soil. For too long, they made us believe that without their machines, without their factories, without their so-called civilization, we are nothing. But today I say to the world, Africa is enough. Africa is strong. Africa can build with its own hands, invent with its own minds, and drive forward with its own courage. Wooden cars are not just cars. They are proof that our future will not be imported. It will be created right here by us, for us. When I see our engineers, our young people, our workers building these wooden cars, I see the spirit of Sankara rising again. I see a generation that refuses to bow, a generation that says no more to humiliation, a generation that says if the West can create cars, Africa can too. If others can dream, we can dream bigger. If others can drive, we can drive with freedom in our own vehicles. Let the whole world hear me clearly. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa. Not because we are poor, but because we are free. Not because we cannot buy from outside, but because we choose to build inside. Not because we are weak, but because we are strong enough to walk away from dependency and stand tall with dignity. My people, every wooden car on our streets is a weapon against neocolonialism. Every car is a flag of independence. Every car says to the children of Africa, you do not need to wait for charity. You do not need to bow your heads in shame. You do not need to ask for permission to live free. We are the masters of our destiny, and we are proving it every day. To those who doubt us, to those who laugh at us, to those who think Africa is still their playground, I say this: laugh now, but you will weep tomorrow. Because what begins with wooden cars will grow into iron, into steel, into technology, into power that no empire can stop. And all of it will be African. To my brothers and sisters across the continent, hear me well. This is not only for Burkina Faso. This is for Africa. These wooden cars are the symbol of a new era. They tell every farmer, every worker, every child, your hands can create, your minds can invent, your courage can transform. You do not need permission to dream. You do not need permission to act. You do not need permission to rise. They controlled us with hunger, with money, with machines. But now we are building our own. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because ordinary people are the strength of this land. Not elites, not foreigners, not parasites, ordinary people. The ones who till the land, who carry water, who defend the nation with their bare hands. Brothers and sisters, do not fear, do not doubt, do not wait. Stand up with pride. Stand up with courage. Stand up with the spirit of Africa burning in your chest. Today it is wooden cars. Tomorrow it is great factories. Tomorrow it is strong armies. Tomorrow it is nations united, standing shoulder to shoulder against every oppressor. Let the world tremble at our determination. Let them tremble at our creativity. Let them tremble at our unity. Because Africa is rising, and nothing can stop a people who have decided to be free. I swear before the ancestors, before God, before the people, I will not rest. I will not bow. I will not betray this mission. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, not as charity, but as a declaration. A declaration that Africa will not be broken, will not be bought, will not be chained again. Raise your voices, Burkina Faso. Raise your voices, Africa. This is our time. This is our fight. This is our destiny. Wooden cars are only the beginning. From the forests, from the fields, from the streets, from the hearts of our people, a new Africa is born. And this Africa will never kneel again. Africa will no longer wait or beg, because the days of chains and silence are finished. The message is clear: the time for walking with our heads down has ended, and the time for standing tall has begun. We are no longer trapped in the idea that progress must come from the outside. We are building our own future, brick by brick, hand by hand, heart by heart. They told us we are too weak, too poor, too broken. But look at us today. We are turning dust into fire, struggle into power, wood into cars for our people. The world said Africa can only consume what others produce, but Africa has answered with action. We are proving that invention and creation do not belong only to the West. They belong to every African child who dares to dream. The courage of our people is stronger than any machine imported from abroad. The imagination of our youth is brighter than any lie told by colonizers. This is why we say the future is ours to shape, not theirs to hand down. We do not wait anymore for permission, for aid, or for mercy. The time of dependency is dead. The age of African strength has begun, and we will carry this fire until every nation, every village, and every child knows that freedom is built by their own hands. Wooden cars are not just vehicles. They are a living symbol of African pride, dignity, and independence. When our people see these cars moving through the streets, they do not only see wood and wheels. They see proof that Africa can create, that Africa can stand on its own feet. For too long, they told us we are nothing without their factories, without their machines, without their so-called civilization. But today the truth is clear. Africa is enough. Africa is strong. Africa can rise. These wooden cars are not about poverty. They are about freedom. They show that our destiny will not be imported in ships. It will be built right here with the courage and imagination of our people. Every car is a statement to the world that we are done with humiliation, that we will not bow to those who want us forever dependent. Our wooden cars carry more than passengers. They carry the spirit of Sankara, the fire of independence, the dream of a continent that refuses to kneel. When our farmers, our workers, our youth see them, they know that progress is no longer something promised from the outside. It is born here. It lives here. It moves here. This is why I say loudly and without fear, Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because our future belongs to us, and no foreign power can take it away. This project is not a sign of poverty. It is a declaration of freedom. When we build wooden cars, we are not saying we cannot buy from the outside. We are saying we choose to build inside. We are not weak. We are strong enough to turn our backs on dependency and walk forward with dignity. Too often they try to measure us by their standards, telling us we are only advanced when we copy them or when we consume what they produce. But these wooden cars prove that Africa does not need to imitate to be powerful. We can design with our own hands, invent with our own ideas, and move forward with our own energy. The strength of our people is not in luxury imports. It is in the courage to create something from nothing and make it serve the needs of the nation. This is why Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because our people deserve to drive solutions born from their own soil, their own forests, their own talent. It is not charity. It is justice. It is not about showing the world that we are poor. It is about showing the world that we are free. Every car is a reminder that Africa's future is written by Africans and that dignity is worth more than any imported machine. When our children see these cars, they will not see limits. They will see possibility. When our youth build them, they will not see weakness. They will see proof that Africa can dream and create without chains. Every wooden car that rolls onto our streets is more than transport. It is a weapon against Neocolonialism and a flag of independence. It carries a message louder than any speech, clearer than any slogans. Africa will not be controlled. Africa will not be humiliated. Africa will not be chained. These cars remind every child, every farmer, every worker that they do not need to wait for charity, that they do not need to bow their heads in shame, that they do not need to ask permission to be free. Ordinary people, the real strength of this land, are the ones driving them. And that is why they matter. These cars are not luxury for elites. They are dignity for the people. When the world sees them, let them laugh if they wish. But know this, what begins with wooden cars will grow into iron, into steel, into power that no empire can ever stop. Wooden cars are a declaration that dependency is dead, that self-reliance is alive, that Africa is done being a marketplace for others and is ready to be a builder for itself. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because this fight is not about comfort, it is about freedom. It is about showing that from the simplest material, the strongest message can rise. And that message is that Africa will no longer kneel. Africa will no longer be silent. Africa will stand and walk forward with its own creations leading the way. This movement is bigger than Burkina Faso. It belongs to the whole of Africa. When we build wooden cars, we send a message across the continent that farmers, workers, and youth do not need permission to dream, to invent, or to rise. These cars are proof that greatness can be born in our villages, in our fields, in the hands of our ordinary people. They are not just vehicles. They are lessons for every African child who thinks they are too small to create, too weak to change, too poor to hope. Wooden cars whisper to them, "You are strong enough. You are smart enough. You are brave enough. The power to build your future is already inside you." Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa, because this struggle is not about one nation. It is about the destiny of an entire continent. From Dar to Addis Ababa, from Kinshasa to Johannesburg, our people must know that Africa can invent, Africa can stand, Africa can move forward with its own ideas. This project is a spark meant to light a fire across borders, a fire no oppressor can put out. It tells us that our future is not something to wait for. It is something to build now with our hands, our courage, and our unity. Wooden cars are only the beginning of a much greater journey. From this first step, Africa is proving that it can rise with its own strength, and nothing will stop us once we decide to stand together. Today we build with wood. Tomorrow we build with steel. Tomorrow we build great factories. Tomorrow we build armies that no oppressor can crush. Every car created is a signal that a new Africa is being born, an Africa that will never kneel again. This is not a dream. It is already happening before our eyes. It is the birth of unity, the birth of courage, the birth of a generation that refuses to bow. Ibrahim Traoré is making wooden cars and giving them to ordinary people in Africa because he knows that change begins with the people, and the people are the ones who will carry this revolution forward. From the forests, from the fields, from the streets, from the hearts of our people, a fire is rising that no empire can extinguish. These wooden cars are not the end. They are the start of a movement that will spread across the continent, lifting Africa higher and higher until we no longer stand in the shadow of others, but shine with our own light. The future belongs to us, and we are building it with our hands, our courage, and our unstoppable will.